Hey guys, Sandy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with the Sliced Romance paper pad from Paper House. Now this paper pad does have a sticker sheet and lots of fun papers. Some of them are foiled. I am using these three photos for Stretch the Sketch. And this is the sketch. I'm actually going to shrink it down to an 8.5 by 11. So let's see what I can do. Okay, you guys, this layout came together really quick. It is an 8.5 by 11 layout, and there is not a whole heck of a lot of embellishing going on. I am just using this sliced paper pad from Paper House Productions, and you know, sometimes your layouts, you know, okay, so more is more, but sometimes less is more. So more is more is always more, and less is more. And this is a less is more kind of layout. So these are photos from a restaurant called Rustler's Rooste in Arizona. And I've done other layouts about this restaurant and this particular trip. I just had a couple more photos that I wanted to make sure went into the album. And, you know, I figured this was as good as any way to make that happen. So I flip through the paper pad. I go ahead and choose kind of this printed burlappy looking paper, and I'm going to trim it down to 8.5 by 11, and that is going to be the base of my paper. And it looks funky, like the size looks weird to me, so I even like hold it up on my grid lines to make sure it's 8.5 by 11. Sure enough, it is. I guess it's been a while since I've worked with this size because it just felt awkward. I do flip through the pad some more, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out some bits to cut. Now this piece of paper is divided basically in half, and I decided that I was going to use one side of it for kind of that florally background in the sketch. So in this case, we really didn't stretch the sketch. I kind of shrunk it down, and that is totally fine. The beauty about Stretch the Sketch is it's just showing how you can take one size sketch, it's normally a 12 by 12 layout sketch, and how you can adapt it to other sizes. Sometimes we have gals that make 8.5 by 11s, sometimes we have gals that stretch them out to 12 by 12 double page spread. Sometimes I've stretched it to a 6 by 12. Sometimes we stretch it to a 18 by 12. That's a 6 by 12 and a 12 by 12 together. Sometimes it's stretched to traveler's notebooks, like all kinds of sizes, all kinds of shapes. It's just showing you how to adapt that sketch. So I've got this piece right here. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down to my background, and I'm just going to put it down right here. Now I decided to leave that silver foily bit up at the top, and it kind of represents that label that's poking out of the photo. I'm not going to put labels behind the photos like that, just because, like I said, this is a less is more kind of sketch, and I like it and I'm okay with it. So, and that's really what matters. If you do a layout and you're like, man, it just looks naked, it needs more, then put more on it. Like, you don't have to have a less is more kind of layout. If you are a person that is always less is more, and that's what makes you happy, then by all means, scrapbook in that way. If you are a more is more kind of person, and that one is what makes you happy, by all means, scrapbook in that way. But I'm kind of a all over the place kind of person. Sometimes I like less, sometimes I like more, sometimes I like lumpy, sometimes I like flat. Like, just do your thing. Scrapbook what makes you happy. Now, what also makes me happy is this super foily paper right here. So I went ahead and trimmed down my photo a little bit and matted it on here. Now, I just thought that these little sayings that were on the menu were hilarious. It says, Dancing with horses, dogs, coyotes, and lampshades is not to be encouraged. Card playing and gambling of every description, whether engaged in by guests or hired hands, is strictly forbidden unless with the trail boss. Sheriffs, deputies, loafers, deadbeats, tramps, gamblers, politicians, or disreputable persons must not be entertained at any table, nor will hired hands be permitted to give, loan, or sell such persons any food, grain, or provisions of any kind, nor shall such persons be permitted to remain on routes land under any pretext whatsoever unless they're friends with the trail boss. And then the last one is, if lead starts flying in here, grab your plate and eat under the table. It'll stop in a minute. So I just thought it was hilarious. And I just realized I spelled the name of the place wrong in my title, so I needed to add an E. Well, goodness. Okay, so that's got to happen. So I'm going to trim down this photo a little bit. I do keep the 3 photos. What a doofus. I've done messed this up. I'm just going to grab a sticker and fix it right while we're doing this because the paper pad is right close to me. So I'm going to mat this photo, and this photo is actually matted on the same paper as the background, and that I'm okay with it. It's not going on the background whatsoever. There we go. We added the E. So it's not going on the background whatsoever. There is paper layers between it, or there are paper layers between it, so I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to just add a little bit. I see this sticker banner that was in the paper pad, and I'm going to go ahead and place it down here, just spanning the 2 photos. Now I do grab some foam squares. I am going to pop dot up the banners a little bit, and that's just going to give it a tiny amount of lift on the page. Like I said, this is a flat layout, not a lot going on, but I still think it's great. I still think it's a great layout. So no worries whatsoever about that. The only worries I have is that I spelled the place's name wrong, so we need to adjust that ever so slightly. Just, ever so slightly. Gotta make the things work. So I go ahead, I get that banner down, and then I am going to look at the sticker sheet again, and I'm not sure if I'm going to add some decorations. Yep, so these 2 little lanterns I thought were appropriate. They kind of give me the feeling that I have going on in my head while I am scrapbooking this layout. So we're going to go ahead and put those down. And then I like this little banner that says sweet, more for the color than the word, but we're going to tuck it here underneath of the photo. And then I'm going to put on, I put on these little birds, and then I am putting those by the banners, and kind of just like the birds are kind of holding the banners, so we have that going on. And then I'm going to put the title down, and I'm using letter stickers from this sticker sheet. I'm going to use the little tile letters, and they're going to spell out in the, and then I take the word or the individual letters and write out Rooste. But like I said, I completely missed the E. But lo and behold, while we're doing the voiceover, the E is fixed. So while you guys are checking out this video, make sure you scroll down to the description box down below, because we will have links for everyone who is playing with Stretch the Sketch this month. It is a monthly series. We post on the third Sunday of every month. So there is always that to look forward to. I think I'm looking around to see if I need anything else, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm done. The only thing I do add is some pen lines around the entire layout and also on the green portion, just to give it a little bit more definition. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to click those links down below, and I will see you again real soon for another video.